Hi guys, good morning. I thought I'd just hop on and do a little yoga. So my Dharma talk for today, and that's what we call it anyway. This is what I'm trying to do, and maybe everybody else as well. Every time I read something negative or watch something negative or say something negative or do something negative, I'm trying to replace it with a positive, Not that what's going on isn't necessarily negative, but choosing to pick up another book that's positive or watch a show that isn't scary or have a conversation about something other than the coronavirus, right? So we're just going to wiggle around on our mats today. We're going to try to practice that, practice good breathing. That's been my practice lately. So we'll do that. Sitting up nice and tall. You can sit on some props if you want. You can lean up against the wall. You can extend your legs. You can maybe cross the legs. Just make sure if you're sitting, your tailbone is tucked under. So your lower back is nice and straight. Your belly is working, you're not sucking it in, but just that motion of that tailbone tucked will engage your core. Just one time or more, and many if you want, you can take your shoulders up, back, and down. And most importantly, down. Shoulders relaxed, our chest is going to be able to rise up, our lungs will be able to fill more, we'll be able to breathe slower and longer, which will help us stay calmer. So we're going to take the backs of our hands onto our knees or thighs, and we'll take our thumb and index fingers to touch. We say areas of the hand correlate with areas of the brain, and this one helps us concentrate. And if it's comfortable for you, you're going to allow your eyes to fall closed. If not, just look forward, one spot. Try to keep the body still. And start to notice what your breathing is like today. Try your best to tune everything else out, right? You may be aware of a sound or a thought. Just try not to get too carried away with it. You hear it, you think it, and then you come back to your inhale and your exhale. You notice the sound, the length, the consistency. Try to keep your belly relaxed as you breathe, right? It'll naturally fill up on the inhale and empty on the exhalation, right? But we don't want to breathe all into our bellies. You're going to inhale and the belly is going to fill up a little bit, but also save a little breath for the ribs to lift and expand and stretch. Each exhale, try to stay long in your spine. You're going to feel how your ribs come together or closer, and how your, again, belly flattens a bit. And then eventually we'll save enough breath, metering it, a little breath in the belly, all through the nose if you can, right? A little breath here, expanding and lifting the ribs, and then maybe some breath up here in the chest. And when you exhale through the nose, you're going to feel how your shoulders relax, right? Your chest stays lifted, your ribs contract, and your navel pulls in towards your spine. So take a few minutes to see if you can conjure up a little bit of a rhythm, right? Maybe you inhale, maybe you count the breath. Inhale 4 counts, exhale 4 counts. Maybe you can inhale for long, like a minute, and exhale for even longer. Take about 6 or 7 more breaths sitting here, spine long. One continuous breath after the next. breath or two. When you're ready to take an inhalation, you'll allow your eyes to slowly open up. So trying to stay aware of our breathing through our practice and through our day today, right? Of course, we're going to get distracted. The ultimate goal is to be aware of the moment, and the breath is always in the moment, and to try to have those big, long, deep breaths. And again, of course, we get distracted, but try not to have our entire day be a distraction from what's actually going on right here and right now, right? So if your legs are crossed, you're going to stretch them out. You're going to switch the cross, take the other one in front. That is helpful for the hips, and that's what we're going to practice today, a little hip strengthening and stretching. And I'm going to fix the camera a little bit here so you have one leg crossed in front of the other. You're going to place your hands now palms down onto your knees, and as you breathe in and out, you're going to start to make some slow circles. So some of you, your knees may hang out a bit higher. You might have blocks underneath them. That usually is an indication that your hips are a bit tighter. It may just be how your joints were formed and how they fit in together. It may be muscular as well. And start to take that circle, go in the opposite direction. You might be able to go down lower. Try not to hunch your shoulders into your ears. A couple more breaths. Breathe in and breathe out in. Notice how it feels. That's what's happening in the moment. Notice how your knees feel and your hips feel and your back feels. And when you start to do different things, how that affects your breathing, right? What affects the breath? The breath is a huge indicator of our state of mind. So start to notice in these next days and weeks when things are a bit stressful, what happens to your breath? Can you stay calm? Come back up to center. We're going to come off of our butts and we're going to come up onto our hands and knees into table pose. If you need some cushion under your knees, you can put cushions underneath your knees. If the wrists are not that great, the knuckles, the joints there, you can always come down on your forearms here, hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. If you're able to take those fingers and spin them backwards, you can do that as well. So I'm going to give different variations as we go along today. Make sure you're able to breathe and you come in and out of the postures slowly and mindfully. When you breathe in, you're going to lift up your chest and your bottom. And when you exhale through the nose, you're going to slowly round the spine. And start to, right now, find that rhythm of moving and breathing together. And as long as your breath is, or as short as your breath is, that's how long or short the movement will be, coming in and out of it. Right? And right now, we're not really stopping. We're just continuing to breathe and move. Slowly as you breathe, if your fingers are flipped backwards, flip them forward, tent the tips of your fingers. Lift up your right knee off the floor, look forward, and make some big circles. So a little mini bend in your elbows. Don't hyperextend them. Breathe in and out. Try not to look through your arms because it kind of hunches up those shoulders. We want the chest wide open. Start to make the circle go the other way around. Big circles, right? Inhale and exhale. I know this is a little bit Jane Fonda-like, but let's take the right foot and lift it up towards the ceiling. So your foot is flexed and you're gazing forward. And you're going to just take this little movement up and down. This is going to strengthen our butts a little bit. And that's important because we're going to stretch that area later on. And we want to make sure that we have that balance. Take a couple more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Look forward. Don't look down towards your belly. Shoulders back. And then you're going to take that right leg and you're going to extend it out. And when you take a deep breath in, you're going to take your right toes over to the right. And on your exhale, you're going to lift your leg up and over to the left. If you want to follow your foot, inhale up and over, just do it over your shoulders. Again, don't follow your foot with your gaze by looking in between the arms. Nice long spine, right? Breathe in, your leg goes up and over. Breathe out, your leg goes up and over. Do a couple more. It's hard for me to do it and not breathe like you guys are because I'm talking. So I'm going to take breaks here and there. Take another deep breath when you're ready. And when you breathe in, you bring your leg back to center, but you're gonna bend your knee up again. And you're gonna take that right knee behind your left knee. My teacher taught me this years ago. Thank you, Lori. Slow breathing. You might need to grab up your blocks. We're gonna slowly open up our hips here. And you may have to stay right here, tuck your tush under. You may be able to raise your blocks. You might not need blocks. We're gonna come all the way up on the knees. If you can't get on that back knee, you're gonna try to slide the back knee further back. You're gonna tuck your tush under so it's actively tucked. Your hips are pointing forward, your inner legs squeezing towards each other. You're gonna grab up your wrists or your elbows. Again, we want our shoulders out of our ears. If you feel safer with your hands there on your blocks, do that. Press down through your knees, reach up through your crown, gaze forward. Breathe. Don't do so much that you can't relax what's really, really tense. We want to be able to breathe and find a little bit of release, right? Which creates freedom. Take another deep breath when you're ready. You don't want to rush it. It takes time for things to release, just as it takes time for things to build up. When you're ready, with breath, if you're holding your wrists or your elbows, you're going to slowly release. Taking your bottom back and your hands forward on the blocks or on the ground. We're going to take that right foot and we're going to swing it forward to the front of the mat. Don't rest on top of your kneecap like I'm doing right now. Putting your cushion back under there is fine too, but slide your knee back a little bit. Grab up the blocks if you need them or want them. I don't need them, but I like them. Hips square, deep breath in, chest up, shoulders down. On your exhale through the nose, pull your hips back, flex your foot. And breathe like this. Inhale forward. Again, try to match your breathing. Think about that. With your movement, right? Give yourself permission to be in the moment, which I am always, always, always practicing. I have a busy, tense mind, so I'm constantly trying to calm it down and keep it present. When you pull your hips back again, you're going to hold there. You may be able to straighten your leg, but not if you're hunched up like this. Keep the hips squared. If you can, you're bringing that back knee back. Not a split yet for all of you who can do a split. Right hip back, left hip forward, or to Hanumanasana, folding over that leg. Feel what you feel in the back of your body, right? The back of your ankle, your Achilles, behind your knees, your hamstrings, your glute, right? That we just strengthen a bit. And then as you breathe in, you're going to slowly send that front knee, bending it, and then you're going to take that right knee and bring it back. Take a cat-cow there. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin. On your exhalation through the nose, you'll slowly and gently round the spine. When you breathe in again, you'll come to a flat back, knees under hips, hands under shoulders, left knee comes off the floor, gazing forward, big circles. Notice what you notice on this side, right? Do you have a good hip, a strong hip, a flexible hip? Do the hips seem balanced? Good. Remember, don't hyperextend your elbows. Big circle goes the other way. Try to breathe while you're doing it. Try to find your rhythm or your lack of rhythm. Left flexed foot lifts up towards the ceiling. Hands pressing down, gaze forward. Bouncing your foot up and down. This always surprises me how I do it, and after like 3 times I'm already feeling it. And then when you're ready to, you're slowly extending the left leg out behind you. Inhale, left toes lift up and over to the left. Exhale through the nose, up and over to the right. Inhale, follow your foot if you want by looking over your shoulders and not in between your arms. Inhale and exhale. Right? Are you breathing and moving? Are you doing it all? Keep going and then taking a big gasp of breath when you can't do any more because you have nothing left. Try to even it out. A couple more times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in And breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. When you breathe in, bring it all to center. Bend up that left knee again. Take that left knee to the floor behind the right knee. Remember, if both knees don't touch down, slide the back knee further back. Lift your gaze slowly. It's a balance. Trying to keep the hips squared. Using your props if you need them or want them. Slowly tuck your bottom. Press down through your knees. Try to draw that left hip forward. Your shoulders down. Your gaze forward. Maybe sticking with your hands on the blocks, maybe opposite arm in front, holding wrist forms or elbows. You'll definitely stop yourself from falling. Tuck your tush under, breathe, try to release some tension, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. One continuous breath. Exhale through the nose. You're going to slowly start to lower, bringing your bottom back, your hands forward. Breathe as you take that left foot forward to the front of the mat, sliding the back knee back. Let's not rest on the kneecap. Grab up your blocks if you did it on the other side. Inhaling in Anjaneyasana, chest up, and exhale, the hips back, flexing. Right? Breathe in to come forward. Breathe out to go back. Next time you pull the hips back, slowly hold there. Don't go so far again that you can't breathe, that you're just praying for it to be over. Go like anywhere between 50 and say 60%. And then as you breathe, you may be able to come further into the posture, maybe 75%, maybe sometimes 100%. To slowly draw breath back in, gently begin to make your way forward, bending that front knee. Big breath, left knee back to meet the right knee. Good. Sitting back as far towards the heels as you can. If you need to put a little cushion there on your ankles or on your calves, only go as far as feels okay. Stretch the arms out in front. Spread the fingers out wide. I'm going to make our way, not yet, but soon to downward dog. So if you have wrist stuff going on, feel free anytime we're downward dogging to take it onto the forearms. Just be mindful of those shoulders. Spread the fingers out, hands about the width of the shoulders, outer arms. So instead of rolling the shoulders up, roll them down. Palms flat, forehead on the block or ground. And feel what you feel. Breathe slow. Try to continue to breathe slow as things get weirder. Keep your palms flat on the mat. When you're ready, inhale, rise to your knees. Curl your toes, stay here, or exhale, lift those knees. Press the heels back and down, downward facing dog. All right, so your head is hanging. I don't do the best downward dog. I don't even straighten my legs. But press your heels back and down, even if you're not straightening your legs. Let the head hang. Don't crunch up the chin or don't look forward. Just let it kind of dangle. Take a couple deep breaths in this forward fold and this inversion. Feel what you feel. Go from the ground up. Your hands and your feet and your toes. Your shoulders, are they all clumped into your ears, or can you take them back by pressing more into the palms or bending up the knees? Take about 3 more breaths. If you want to start even breathing through the back of the nose, now would be a good time, creating that like Ujjayi pranayama, right? You're going to, as we continue to move more, be able to breathe a little bit better and more efficiently as we move. On your inhalation, you're going to come forward to plank pose slowly. And on your exhalation, you're going to go upside down to downward dog. You're going to do that a few times. If it's too much, you're inhaling onto your knees into a flat back table pose and exhaling either to child's pose or downward dog. If If you're inhaling, coming forward into that plank pose, make sure you come to the full posture where your heels are over your balls of your feet and you flatten the back. On your exhalation, going upside down. And notice, do you have a rhythm? Do you feel graceful? Right? I always feel graceful on these up here on mats. They're like silky, and I never feel graceful. The next time you pull forward, we're going to hold there. Gaze forward, neck in line with the rest of the spine, thigh muscles engaged, pulling up at the kneecaps. Again, heels right over the balls of the feet, shoulders down. Unclench those teeth, everybody. Let your tongue drop down to the bottom of your mouth. Gaze forward and take 5 breaths. I'm going to do it with you. Four more. 3 more. 2. 1 more breath. Can you keep it long and slow, even though it's hard? And then upside to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, slow. Crawl, walk, or float, or hop up to the front of your mat. Let's come into Uttanasana, your forward fold. Let's not hunch the back like this, right? But let's bend our knees. Let's get our guts on our thighs. And let's keep our guts on our thighs, weight right over the balls of the feet, and only straighten your legs as much as you can. Keep your belly on your thighs. Bigger belly, easier to do. Let the head hang and breathe. Some of you might be able to slide your hands underneath your feet. Some of you might be able to slide your hands underneath your heels, so either toes or the heels. Couple deep breaths. Feel what you feel in the back of your body. These forward folds, they say, are calming for the nervous system. 2 more breaths. And then you're going to bend the knees even more, and you're going to put your hands right on the front of your legs, and you're going to start to roll yourself out. You're going to come up 1 vertebra at a time. And when you get up to the tippy top there, you're going to take your shoulders, inhaling them up, back and down. Again, when you're ready, you're going to inhale your shoulders up, back and down. Right? And we're going to practice our salutations to the sun. Right? Legitimately, it's a prayer to the sun and its energy and everything that it brings, letting everything grow now that it's spring. So you're going to come right up to the front of your mat, Surya Namaskar in the Shivananda tradition. Right, so feet are about the width of your hip bones, or a little wider or closer depending on your balance. Into Tadasana. We're going to breathe while we move, holding our breath in plank pose. So thigh muscles engaged, tailbone tucked. Try to make each movement even and smooth, even the ones you don't like, even the ones you're not good at. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling, hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift your arms, your chest, and your gaze. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the floor. Inhale, right foot back, knee down, looking up. Plank pose, holding the breath. Don't put your butt up in the air. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, stay on your belly, cobra. Don't go to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, back knee down. If you need to grab your foot to get it up there, put it up there. Exhale, back foot steps forward. You could use your blocks if you need to. Inhale, rise all the way up, chest up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, arms by the sides. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift the arms, backward bending. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, left foot back, knee down. Hold the breath, plank pose. Exhaling, knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling in cobra pose, elbows stay bent. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, back knee down. Exhale, back foot steps forward. Inhale, rising up, deep breath. Exhaling, hands meeting at the heart. Inhaling, arms by the side. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot back. Plank pose. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Downward dog. If you've never done one of these before, inhale, right foot forward. Do I recommend you do all of them? No. Exhale. Maybe you hold. Inhale in one of the postures for longer. Exhale, hands at the heart. Inhale, arms by the sides. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot back. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhale. Another one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot back. Inhale. Plank, hold the breath. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Downward dog. Right foot forward. Left foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands at the heart. Arms by the sides. One more round. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot back, knee down. Plank pose, hold the breath. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, arms by the sides. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, left foot back, knee down. Plank pose, holding the breath. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, arms by the sides. I'm going to switch it up a little bit more. We have 2 more to do, or not. You can watch, take a sip of your coffee. Salutation B. Inhale, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, lift the arms, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to knees or Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat, warrior 1 on an inhale. Exhale to knees or traditionally Chaturanga, elbows over the wrists. Inhale, maybe you roll over your toes. Exhale, back over them. Left foot forward, warrior 1 on an inhalation. Exhalation, knees or Chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders drop, chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Catch your breath. Slow it down. Notice we just did a lot more. Now did the breath speed up? Right now try to slow it down. Try to balance it out. Try to create some evenness. Try to make the exhalation a little bit longer. One more round of breath. And when you're ready to inhale, you'll step, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, tuck your bottom, lift your arms. Exhale, straight legs, hands together at the heart. One more round. Inhale, bend your knees, tuck your bottom, lift your arms. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, look up and lengthen. Exhale to knees or chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, the upward dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward to the Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale to the knees or chaturanga. Don't let the shoulders go below the elbows in chaturanga. Inhale, exhale. Left foot forward, inhaling. It's so hard to do when I'm not breathing. It's so hard to do when I am breathing. Keep going. Or resting. Just be content with what you're doing. 5 breaths in downward facing dog. Look towards your beautiful belly. If you can see your heels, pull them towards the out corners of your mat. 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. On your inhalation, step or float up to the front of the mat, and exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, tuck your bottom, lift your arms, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, hands together at the heart. We are moving on. Inhale, lift the arms, the chest, and the gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, right foot steps back. I'm going to do it this way so you guys can see my right foot is stepped way back. Walk your left foot out to the left a little bit. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot. You don't want your tush to be up high like this. You're going to come forward and back, pressing off with that back foot. Right? Let the front knee hug the midline of your mat. You may be able to come further down, your forearms on the blocks or on the ground. You may be able to come into a bind, wrapping the left arm around or underneath the left leg, the right arm behind the back. Take 3 deep breaths. I'm adjusting the camera. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good, 1 more breath, you got it. Now, this is weird, and I always had a hard time when I was watching videos and stuff when people started doing things in a more circular position because I'm not really coordinated. Take it slow. If you're down low, come back up high. We're all going to take our right hand to the inside of our left foot, and all of our toes are going to spin to the left. So your back foot, you're on the outside of it, like side plank, and you're pressing your hips forward and your head towards the wall behind you. Your left arm going back. Try to take a deep breath, stretching that outer hip. Let the air out really slowly. Take another deep breath when you're ready. And you're either going to make your way to side plank by stepping your left foot to meet your right foot, hips pressing forward, head back. You might even drop that right knee and spin your left foot flat. If your legs are stacked and straight, maybe you lift your top leg off of your bottom leg. Take another deep breath. Good. When you inhale, come to plank or to your knees. Rest or do another chaturanga. I know you guys love those. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhalation, step the right foot forward. Exhale, step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take a little back bend there at the tippy top. Exhale, take your hands together at your heart. Inhale, lift your arms, your chest, your gaze. Exhale, folding forward. Hands to the blocks or ground. Left foot steps back. Hands to the inside of the right foot. Right foot walks out to the right. You're in this lizard pose, rocking forward and back, keeping that front heel on the ground and the front knee hugging the midline of the mat. Bending your elbows, maybe forearms on blocks, ground, maybe right arm underneath the right leg in this bind. Chest up and shoulders down, hips are square. Deep breath. Another deep breath. One more. Coming up if you're down low, unbinding if you're bound, left hand to the inside of that right foot. As you take an exhalation, that's when you'll start to spin the toes, maybe a little bit. Maybe you come all the way to the outside of that back foot, like side plank. Hips pressing forward, shoulders and head back, right arm reaches back. Deep breath, bottom leg pressing the ground away instead of sinking down into it. Top hip reaching up, deep, deep breath. When you're ready to, if you made your way last time, side plank pose. Right, hips forward, right? Maybe you lift that top leg off your bottom leg. Maybe you come down, left knee down, right foot spun flat. Take a very deep breath. Try to take another calm, very deep breath. When you're ready to inhale, come to your knees or plank pose. Exhale, lowering down, knees or chaturanga, maybe a rest there. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling into the downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping that left foot forward. Exhale, stepping your right foot forward. Inhale, rising all the way up to stand. Exhale, bringing your hands together at your heart. Arms by the sides. And we are going to just move right along. One more standing sequence here. Inhale, lift your arms, your chest, your gaze. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, right foot steps way back. Slow. I know this isn't everyone's favorite. Walk your hands to the right. Right, so as you walk your hands to the right, you're going to spin your right toes out. Left foot flexed. Tuck your right glute under. Look forward. Right, your hands may be on the blocks. You may take them at heart center. You may be able to take a bind, wrapping the right arm around the front of the right leg, the left arm behind the back. Look forward. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. As you breathe, start to walk your hands slowly back forward to the front of your mat. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Enough of those chaturangas. Inhale, stretch that right leg high up and slowly step forward with that right foot. Let's lift our gaze and then slowly, maybe you lift your arms. All toes spun forward, feet the width of the hip bones. Breathing in and breathing out. We have to start getting our spines going in that opposite direction. So you can hang out here. You can tiptoe those back toes forward. We're going to take our left knee up towards our belly. Right, so try not to lift your glute up in the air. Try to keep the hips squared. Stay like that or send your left foot back. So the right knee is a little bit bent. I'm grabbing the inside of my foot. My knees came closer together. Tucking tailbone. Use the wall if you need to. Reach the right arm forward. Stay like this. Or begin to kick your foot up and back. Breathe all the way into the upper chest, just like we practiced in the start. Take 3 full rounds of breath. 2 more. On your inhalation, taking your left knee slowly towards your belly, exhaling your foot down onto the mat. Inhale, lift your arms, your chest, and your gaze. Exhale, bowing down to the floor. Inhaling, left foot steps way back. Walk your hands slowly as you breathe over to the left. Skandasana here, the half squat, left knee bent, right foot flexed. Hands on the ground, the blocks, heart center. In your bind, maybe. I wouldn't bind if it's the first time I've ever done it, or I've done it 100 times and I still don't like to bind or want to or do, really, unless I have to. Take a deep breath. Another one. Slowly, as you breathe, start to walk your hands forward to the front of your mat, lunge. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg slowly lifting up, stepping forward, looking forward, feet the width of the hip bones, maybe arms lifting up, all toes spun forward, torso right over the waist. Breathe well. Visualize yourself balancing on that left foot And when you feel steady and ready, you can tiptoe those back toes forward. You can lift that right knee. Just keep that left knee a little bit bent and the hips squared, staying just like that. Or send the right foot back, grab the inner foot, squeeze the inner legs. Kick your foot up and back, lift your chest up. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. On your breath in, right knee slowly comes up towards the belly, hands together at the heart. Exhale, softly bring your foot to the floor. All right, take your feet, bring them about the width of your, well, a little wider than your hip bones. Spin your toes out. All right, can't really see me that well right here, but you're gonna either take a goddess pose, strengthens the hips, so your knees would press back, your tailbone tucks under, your shoulders are back, your gaze is forward. You may come down lower here into the spider's pose. My elbows are on my thighs. My knees are pressing back. You may come into the full squat. If you guys know me, you know this is my least favorite pose, but I'll do it for you. Palms together, knees pressing back, tailbone tucked under. You should be able to like press the floor away a little bit. If you can, I feel like it's too much on the joints. You should sit on your block or do one of the postures that I already suggested. Maybe you're pressing your right arm into your right leg, lifting your left arm up. I don't want to be doing that, but you might. It might feel right for your body today. Take another big breath. And you can hang out here. You could slide your block right underneath your tush there. If you were like feeling spry and really want to come into Kakasana, the crow pose, you could do that. You could put some pillows in front of you if you're afraid of falling. You would heel toe your feet closer together, bringing your knees up onto the backs of your arms, chest up, just like Cobra, but fancy. Looking forward, you're lifting your butt. Here I am. You're lifting your butt up in the air. I guess I can give you the side view here, but chest is up, elbows come right over the wrist, just like Chaturanga. Think more about lifting your bottom up, engaging Mula Bandha if you know where that is and what that is, right? Breathing in and breathing out, right? Maybe you even choose to hang there for longer, or maybe you choose to float your way back into one last Chaturanga. A little cheat there, through a cobra, or up dog, downward dog, or child's pose, which we'll all take a child's pose, any version that you know of or like. All right. So now is our inversion time. You shouldn't do an inversion if you don't want to. If you have weaknesses in your neck, your eyes, or your heart, then you're not doing an inversion. You're not going to practice a headstand if you've never done one with a live teacher before. So something you could practice if you're wanting to work a little bit more and can go upside down but can't balance on the head, you can come onto your forearms in dolphin pose. If you're not really supposed to do an inversion, right? You could take a little itty bitty baby one where you're just lifting the hips, totally safe, knees towards the belly. If you have issues with your neck that prevents you from doing the shoulder stand or the headstand, you can lift the feet up in the air, right? So block under bottom, knees bent or legs straight, dolphin pose on the forearms. Headstand, if you practice headstand, handstand. We were already doing handstands at our house today. Our handstands are going to be epic in a month. So choose something. Maybe you just visualize yourself upside down. And take 10 slow, even breaths. Going upside down can help shift our perspective a bit. Good for the lymphatic system, which aids in all the systems, especially the immune system. to slowly exhale. If you're not already resting, you can make your way into a child's pose, Balasana. We're going to make our way into our pigeon pose. So if you have issues with your knees or hips, we don't want to irritate things, right? You could do this on your back. You could put your left foot on the wall, pretend like the wall is right there, and your right ankle over your knee. Hands behind your knee, shoulders down. Don't lift your chin too much. Otherwise, you're going to take your right knee forward, slowly, your left leg, and you're going to slide it back. I'm going to slide the camera back. Good. So my right knee is to the right of my navel, right? My hips are squared. I'm tucking my tailbone under. Before we rest forward, I think it's important we slowly take the spine upwards or backwards. So you could stay just like this. You might be able to walk your hands closer towards your waist. The hips stay squared and the tailbone stays tucked under the whole time. Couple deep breaths. Some of you might be able to lift up that back foot, grab it, left hand, same arm to leg. I'm kicking my foot towards the window behind me and extending right arm out in front. You might be able to take a bind, taking those left toes into the crook of your elbow. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Do another round of breath just like that. You're not dumping into the floor. I'm pressing it away. Good. Slowly, if you're holding the back foot, you release it. You can hang here. I like to take my block here at the sternum and rest forward. You may be able to come all the way down. Left hip still rotating forward. Take a breath. I love watching everybody who's watching. Hi, Judy. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Jen. Take another deep breath. What? Kevin's looking at me. He does not like to do pigeon pose. Are you saying you want to come out and do pigeon pose? Take another deep breath. And then very slowly start to walk your hands back towards your waist. We're going to roll right over gently onto that right glute. If you're lying down on your back, you're going to slowly make your way up. We're going to take that right knee to the midline of our mat. And you're either going to cross your left leg in front, or you're going to take your left knee on top. We already did it on our knees, but now we're sitting on our bottoms. Make sure you're not sitting on your bottom foot. Slide it out a little bit. Your sit bones are grounded, nice and long spine. Deep breath, holding right here. Again, one leg crossed in front of the other, or legs extended is fine. Slowly fold forward. Find the ease. Try to, right? So right here is my left glute, really my right. And sometimes putting your hand on that area that's really tense. Right? It's like someone putting their hands on your shoulders when you're really tense or wound up. Take another big breath. When you breathe in gently, you're going to slowly make your way up. You're going to uncross your legs. You're going to make our way into pigeon on the other side. Left knee forward, right leg back, or your back on your back, slowly crossing opposite ankle over knee. Hips squared. You're on the center of that back knee. Right hip rolling forward, tailbone tucked under. Hands walk back a little bit, chest up, shoulders down. You're able to breathe. Maybe you're lifting up that back foot, grabbing it, kicking the foot back, extending the left arm forward, pressing the ground away. Right, maybe you're in a bind, right toes coming into the crook of the elbow. Deep breath, chest up, shoulders down, pressing the floor away, letting each exhalation go slowly and evenly, continuously breathing. You're holding that back foot, you're going to slowly release it. You're going to grab up your block if you used it before as you slowly and gently make your way forward. Good, about 5 or 6 breaths, right? let the ease come with the exhalation. Allow your mind to stay vigilantly in the moment, right? It runs around, it runs away too far, gets carried away, you bring it back, just like a puppy, right? I read somewhere, I think it was Jack Cornfield, he's like, but like a puppy, the mind is like a puppy. You tell it, no, don't do that, no, don't do that, and then it goes in the corner and it pees. The mind is the same way. Inhale, slowly make your way up. You're going to roll over onto that left glute, and you're going to take that right leg and you're going to slowly bring it out in front of you, or right knee on top of the left knee to the center line of the mat. Both glutes grounded, using the exhalation as you fold forward to find the ease, comfort, and stability. As you breathe in, you're going to slowly make your way up to sit. We're going to extend those legs out in front, pointing and flexing the feet. And we'll practice a bit more pranayama. Let's make sure that our hands are clean. So grab your hand sanitizer if you have it or need it. Long spine, just like we did in the start. We're going to practice a moon breath, right? So we're breathing, inhaling through the left nostril completely the whole time. We're going to try to breathe smoothly. Hopefully your left nostril is the one that's wide open right now. So we're going to take our left hand, thumb, and index finger to touch. Back of the left hand on the left knee, right? We're going to use our right hand to block the nostrils. This will help keep us calmer and more aware. Pointer and middle finger, peace fingers in the palm of your hand. Don't worry if you're using wrong hand or wrong fingers. Not that huge of a deal. Just sit up tall. You can right thumb and ring finger to gently block the nostrils. Lift your hand up towards your face. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep inhalation through both nostrils. Exhale through both. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Close the right nostril. Breathe in through the left. Close the left. Exhale out the right. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. Breathe out through the right. Inhale left. Exhale 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 right. Inhale left. Release your hands and exhale. Breathe softly through the nose. You're going to make your way into your final pose, Shavasana, final relaxation. So you can lie flat on your mat, you can swing your legs up the wall, you can put your blankets on, you can put your pillows underneath your knees. Don't turn this off and not do it. This is the most important part, taking some time to relax. With no TV and no computers and no books and no one else's opinions or suggestions, you lying down on the floor. So let the arms come by the sides, let the palms open, let the legs go out to the sides, let the toes drop outward, the eyes fall closed. Let your body sink into the floor. Let the floor and the earth underneath the floor take your weight. Let your breath do what it does when you're not trying to make it do things. Feel your body in contact with the floor, your head, your arms, your hands, your back, your bottom, your legs, your feet. Hear the sounds around you, close by and further away. Reminding yourself that everything is as it should be. Everything is as it should be. Having faith that everything is as it should be. Take a few more breaths. And when you're ready to slowly draw the breath in, if your eyes are closed, you're going to gently allow them to blink their way open. Very slowly, take your arms, reach them out to the sides like wings. And then even slower, bend up your knees, bring them towards your belly. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, let your knees fall over to the left and your head to the right. Take a breath. Crazy music going on outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Take a breath into your side. And when you breathe in, bring your knees and head back to center. And when you exhale, let your knees fall over to the right and your head gently to the left. Take a deep breath. So I'm going to read to you guys from Chants of a Lifetime. It's about metta, which is loving kindness. You're going to slowly roll yourself onto your side. So you made a little pillow with your arms and you're going to rest there. The practice of offering metta, the Pali word for loving kindness, helps us short circuit our automatic judgmental reactions about ourselves and other people that are based on our old unconscious programming. Through the practice of metta, we cultivate the ability to wish ourselves and other people well. regardless of who we think they are. The practice of metta was first given by Buddha to some of his monks. He sent them to meditate in the forest, but when they got there, the local tree demons kept disturbing their practice. They returned to the Buddha and asked for some weapon to deal with these troublesome spirits. The Buddha said that he'd give them the most powerful weapon in the world, and he proceeded to teach them the loving kindness practice. The story goes on that those nasty spirits became transformed into protectors of the Dharma. One of the results of this practice is that we actually begin to see people from a less reactive place, and our judgmental programming is replaced by caring and loving kindness. As time goes on, we start to get used to living like that, so we plant fewer seeds that will grow into negative states of mind. To put it simply, we become happier. Slowly pressing yourself up to sit. And you'll take your hands, palms together at the center of your chest, shrugging your shoulders back and down. And with your eyes closed, you will repeat silently to yourself this: may I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease of heart. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease of heart. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease of heart. And we'll seal this with an Om, taking a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Enjoy the day, everyone. Bye.